Traders, hopefully everyone is having a good day. All three market indices up today. Now, before I get into the show, I really do want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. All right, with that said, let's go into the one stock that we've been highlighting all week, and that is Piedmont Lithium, PLL. So if you remember from Monday's show, I did say that PLL did look like it was overbought. It was way above this upper Bollinger Band, and I said, look for a pullback here. And I said, let's wait to see if we could get down to this SMA before maybe taking a position. So actually today I did take a position in PLL, although a small one. I did like the way that it was basing today, and I also did like the way there was no new news on PLL's management, right? It's not like they did a secondary and issued more shares. They just went ahead, and I haven't heard anything. So that usually portends some good things to happen in the future, right? I did see I did go to their webpage, and I saw a couple of events, presentations, and they said they were well capitalized until the end of next year. So even if they took an advantage of the stock appreciation of last week, it probably won't be as bad as most people think. Okay, so I'm long PLL from $24.04, right in this area right here. All right, PLL long. All right, so let's go into the stocks that we do own. First one is TOL, Toll Brothers. So if you remember from last night's show, I did say that line in the sand was that 10 SMA right here, and it needs to hold that. If it wasn't going to hold that, I would have to reassess my position and maybe sell the stock. But luckily, it did hold that 10 SMA quite nicely. It did close by the high of the day. It did close right around that value area high on the daily, and not too far from that 52-week high of $49.70. So for tomorrow, I'm looking for a continuation of today's uptrend right here, okay, and hopefully a takeout of the 52-week high. Long TOL from 47.75. All right, next stock that we did own, or do own rather, is XERS. Here's one that had a really nice spike midday, did pull back under that 10 SMA to close, did close right around there, still above that value area high. I don't like the formation of this candle. I'm hoping tomorrow we see a continuation, maybe a move above today's high tomorrow. That would be really, really nice. And hopefully a close above that 10 SMA would really be nice. Now, if it starts closing below today's today's low, I will have to reconsider and then maybe sell my position depending on the market conditions. Okay, that's XERS. Next stock that's been a little bit of a challenge these last couple of weeks has been STNG. STNG, remember we took a position right here at 13 on that pullback from 14, right around that confluence of the 10 and the 50 SMAs right there. Still long the stock. I still think it's basing. I think we're in a good price. I'd like to wait to buy on a little bit of strength. This 10 SMA right here could be a little bit of resistance. A lot of times it'll start selling off once it hits that 10 SMA on the downtrend. So for tomorrow, I'm going to watch the today's low extremely carefully. If it starts going below that, I will have to be a seller of STNG. Okay. Next stock that we do own is VUZI. Here's one that had some decent news, up about 2.7%. Love the way it closed. Wish it would have closed a little higher though, but I love the way that it's above that 10 SMA, obviously above that midpoint Bollinger Band, and above this value area high right here, as you can see, which is that line, horizontal line right there. Now, we do have very little shares traded above us, and if we start taking out this 52-week high of 510, I think the stock is off to the races. I really think this is great trade location if you're not in. Buy on pullbacks, and your risk reward setup is real nice. I would be out if you're not in it below 425 or that midpoint Bollinger Band. But remember, guys, this is a dynamic line, so this does continue to go up. So that's really nice as well. Again, be a seller again if it gets below this value area high right here. So right around 425, 420, I'd be a seller, and I would buy on strength on this stock. Okay, that's VUZI. Next stock that we do own is MTSI. Not a great day today considering market conditions. Had a nice day yesterday. Now it looks like it may want to retest this 10 SMA, the blue line, and that midpoint. There's a lot of support right in here. We're very close to that value area high. I'm looking for a continuation of a move higher tomorrow. Of course, it's all dependent on market conditions, but I do see if it does sell off a little bit, it should hold that 10 SMA right here. Okay, guys, that is MTSI, long since 33.62. Next stock that we do own is ACCD, up 45 cents today. hitting this upper Bollinger Band way above this value area high. Not many shares above us right here. So I do think this 42.20 is probably in play. Maybe not this week, but for sure next week. Buy on pullbacks if you're not, and then use this value area high or this 50 SMA right here, that yellow line, as your line in the sand. We have to stay above that for this uptrend to continue. Last stock that we did own and I did sell was KNDI. Little unfortunate. Had a really good good opening, but it sold off as soon as the open. That was the high of the day. Never like to see that. In fact, take a look at this intraday chart right here. First 30-minute candle chart. Boom, big red candle right here. First 30-minute, couldn't bounce at all. So I did get out at 6:45 right down here. Did take about a 25-cent loss. Really unfortunate. I thought with that after hours move yesterday, we were off to the races. We were above this value area high. But take a look. We're right back here at this point of control on that 20-day intraday. So it might bounce, but I'm not in it. I do still think, this has some legs to go. I will buy on strength. But if you take a look on the daily right here, look at that. It did stop right here at that 10 SMA. So again, that is a lot of support. It may want to close this gap from a few days ago before it continues up this uptrend. So watch this carefully. If you like the name, this might be a good risk reward setup for you, okay? But currently out of KNDI. So let me go ahead and give you 3 stocks that look really good going into tomorrow. And first one is AQN right here. All right, so let's take a look at this daily first. Well, let's do the intraday since we have this up. All right, look at this. Ooh, after hours popped up really, really nicely here in the last 30 minutes of trading. Still up in after hours right here. Above this value area high on that 20-day intraday chart. And then clearly above this 20 intraday SMA right here. Now let's bring this up on that daily chart. If we take a look at this real quick, take a look at this, guys. Right up here of this value area high, hitting this upper Bollinger Band. All the technicals, that the 10 and that 50 still needs to cross that 200, but I really like the way this is setting up. Another little push here tomorrow or Monday will be really nice. I really think this 52-week high is in play. Not many shares traded above us. That's all that inventory, excess inventory here. So I really do think we're going to see a nice move going higher in AQN. All right, next stock that looks pretty good going into tomorrow is EDUC. EDUC, here's another one not too far from that 52-week high, hitting that upper Bollinger Band, the 10 above that 10 SMA. The 10 is above the 50, and that 200 is way below us. Close to that value area high, guys. We move above this value area high. Not many shares above us. We're going to go a lot higher in EDUC. Last stock on the list that I do like is WKHS. Workhorse. I think this one is ready to move again. Close right here near the low of the day. Watch for a little shakeout here, right by that midpoint Bollinger Band right there. I do think that's going to be a lot of support, and then we might see the the continuation of this uptrend. All right, guys. That's it for the day. Thank you again for joining me this evening. Again, my name is Eric. You can reach me at eric@valueareatrader.com. That's Eric with a C at valueareatrader.com. And if you like the show, please go ahead and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Let's see you tomorrow. And remember to stay safe and trade smart.